On my birthday banquet, Jiu Ming Chen said, "The company has an urgent matter," and then turned around to accompany his white moonlight to a charity gala. Before he left, he handed me a glass of wine. Yuan, wait for me to come back." I drank it and then I knew nothing more. When I woke up, I was in a bed in an unfamiliar hotel and a man was lying beside me. There was a message from Jiu Ming Chen on my phone. "Shin Yuan, you're too cheap. Nobody would want you even as a gift. By the way, I've already patented your code. Thanks for your 3 years of work." I laughed. He thought ruining me would be enough. He didn't know that the man lying beside me was Fu Tingshan of the Fu Group. 3 months later, at my wedding, he would kneel and beg me to spare his company. Hangzhou Binjiang District. A private room in an upscale restaurant, 7:00 p.m. The private room was beautifully decorated, balloons, fresh flowers, candle holders, and on the table sat a 3-tiered cake with 27 numeral candles stuck on top. I sat at the table and opposite me was Jiu Ming Chen. He was wearing a tailored suit, his hair neatly slicked back, a Patek Philippe on his wrist that I gave him last year. He was looking down at his phone, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "Ming Chen, should we cut the cake or not?" He didn't look up. "Hold on, I'm replying to a message." I looked at the dishes on the table. They were already cold: braised fish, steamed crab, lobster sashimi, all my favorites, but now they were completely chilled. He looked at his phone for another 5 minutes, then stood up. Yuan, the company has an urgent matter temporarily. I have to go there. Today is my birthday. I know, but there's nothing I can do. The investors suddenly want to meet. This project concerns the company's Series B financing and it can't be delayed. You promised to stay with me only tonight. He walked over, kissed my forehead and handed me a glass of red wine. Yuan, wait for me, it'll be quick. You eat the cake first, I'll be back to help you. Blow out the candles as soon as I'm done. I took the wine glass and looked at him. His eyes were flitting, unable to meet mine directly. "What investor? What's his name?" "Someone you don't know." "Alright, stop asking, I'm in a hurry." He picked up his coat and headed for the door. At the doorway he turned back. "Oh, Yuan, happy birthday." The door closed. I looked at the wine glass in my hand, the red wine glinting a dark crimson under the lights. I took a sip. It was a bit bitter. The phone rang. A WeChat message from Jiu Ming Chen. "Remember to eat the cake. I bought your favorite strawberry flavor. Love you." I didn't reply. I took another sip of wine. When I finished the third sip, my head started to spin. Not ordinary dizziness, but vertigo that made the world spin. I stood up, supporting myself on the table, my legs as weak as noodles. Something didn't feel right. I grabbed my phone to make a call, but my fingers wouldn't listen. The words on the screen were blurred by double vision. The last message I sent to Jiu Ming Chen. "What did you put in my drink?" After the message was sent, it was read, no reply. Then I knew nothing at all. Hotel room, 2 a.m. When I woke up, R was in front of me, crystal chandeliers, European carved patterns, not the style of my home. I lay on the bed, covered by a white down quilt. My head throbbed as if it would split and my mouth was bitter. I looked down at myself. My clothes were still on, but had been changed. It wasn't the dress I wore today, it was a hotel robe. Someone is nearby. I suddenly turned my head. A man lay on the other side of the bed, wearing a shirt and dress pants, his leather shoes neatly placed beneath the bed. He had his eyes closed, breathing evenly with deep-set features and a sharp jawline. I do not recognize him. The phone was on the nightstand. I grabbed it and saw dozens of messages on the screen, all from Jiu Ming Chen. Yuan, why aren't you replying? The matter isn't resolved yet. Please wait a little longer. Shin Yuan, are you angry? Then comes a long message. The time shows 1 o'clock in the morning. Shin Yuan, actually there is something I've never told you. I'm together with Xiao Ru. It didn't start today. It's been more than a year. You've been busy coding. No time to accompany me. She's different. She understands me. Today is her father's charity banquet. I accompanied her. Your birthday banquet. To be honest, I found it quite boring. By the way, I put a little something in the glass you drank. The person who sent you to the hotel was arranged by me. Don't blame me, I'm doing this for your own good. You're too tired, you need to rest. By the way, I've registered a patent for your code. Thank you for 3 years of effort. Let's end things amicably. Following is a transfer message. Transfer amount 100,000 yuan. Note, breakup fee. I stare at the screen, my fingers trembling, not because of sadness but because of anger. 3 years ago he was nothing, no funds, no technology, no team. I brought the full suite of AI algorithms to him and said, let's start a business together. I wrote all the core code and he handled financing and operations. 3 years later, the company is valued at $2 billion. He made it to Forbes U30, becoming the youngest tech prodigy. And in his eyes, I'm just a code writer. He plagiarized my code, registered his patent, and paid me off with 100,000 yuan. I stared at the transfer message and pressed to refund. You have refunded 100,000 yuan. 3 seconds later, Jiu Mingchen's message came. Are you awake? Why was the money refunded? I didn't reply. He messaged again. Shen Yuan, don't be ungrateful. 100,000 isn't little money. How much do you think that crappy code of yours is worth? I still didn't reply. Fine, stop. Anyway, the patent is mine now. You wouldn't win even if you sued. I put down my phone and turned to look at the man beside me. He was awake. His black eyes were very deep, like an ancient well. The way he looked at me was calm, without surprise, without panic. You're awake. His voice was low, carrying the hoarseness of someone just roused from sleep. Who are you? Fu Tingshan. Where is this? My hotel room. How did I get here? You were brought here. A man put you on my bed and said you were a gift. My fingers clenched the phone. You don't know that man. I don't know him, but my assistant checked. His name is Jiu Mingchen, CEO of Mingchen Technology. You know him. I don't recognize him, but I know his investors. They contacted the Fu family last week, hoping I would invest in round B. Take a deep breath. He brought me to your bed and you did nothing. Fu Tingshan sat up, leaned against the headboard, looking at me. Miss Shen, I am a businessman, not a beast. A drugged woman being thrown onto my bed. What do you think I would do? Then why didn't you call the police? Because I checked your identity. He picked up a tablet from the bedside table and handed it to me. Shen Yuan, 29, PhD in computer science from Tsinghua University, formerly a cybersecurity consultant at the NSA in the United States, returned to China 3 years ago. The country's top AI algorithm engineer bar none, but your current public identity is a senior programmer at Mingchen Technology with a monthly salary of 20,000. I looked at my profile on the screen, every detail clear as day. You checked me. Of course, if a stranger is thrown onto my bed, I have to know who she is. Do you know who I am? And then what? Then I'll wait for you to wake up. He set the tablet down. Miss Shen, your code has been plagiarized, your have been stolen, you've been drugged and given as a gift. What do you plan to do? None of this concerns me. It's important. He took a business card from his pocket and handed it over. Fu Corporation, Fu Tingshan, I'm looking for a partner. You are the best AI engineer I've ever met. If you're willing, I can help you take back everything that belongs to you. I looked at the business card and didn't take it. And the condition, marry me. What is it? A marriage of convenience. I need a wife to handle the family. You need a backer for your revenge. Each gets what they need. Are you crazy? I'm not crazy. He stood up, walked to the window. Jiu Mingchen's Series B funding limit is 200 million. The lead investor is Sequoia. If the Fu family publicly announces not to invest, or even shorts his company, he can't endure more than 3 months. Your code is yours. I have the best intellectual property law team. If you sue him, I can make him lose his fortune. What makes you think I'll believe you? You have no choice. He turned around. Miss Shen, Jiu Mingchen has already registered your patent. If you don't strike back, 3 years of your hard work will belong to him. Are you willing to accept that? I'm not willing to give up. Give me 1 day to think it over. All right, at this time tomorrow I'll wait for your reply. I stood up. My legs still a little weak. I steadied myself by gripping the bedpost. I've left. Wait a moment. Fu Tingshan picked up a coat and handed it to me. It's cold outside. It wouldn't be appropriate for you to go out in a bathrobe. This is my coat. Put it on first. I took the coat and draped it over myself. The coat was very large, wrapping me up completely with a faint scent of cedar. Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, I backed up a copy of your code for you. I jerked my head back. What? When you were unconscious, I used your fingerprint to unlock your phone and log into your cloud server. Jiu Mingchen deleted all the code on your server, but there is a local backup on your phone. I helped you transfer and store it. I looked at him, speechless. Miss Shen, I told you I am a businessman. In business you deal with chips. Your code is your chip and it's mine as well. I put on my coat and walked to the door. See you tomorrow, Mr. Fu. See you tomorrow. I stepped out of the hotel at 2 in the morning and the street was completely empty. The street lamps stretched the shadows very long. I pulled out my phone and opened Gu Mingchen's chat window. The last message was still his. Shen Yuan, you damn well better not show face and lose your dignity. I typed, Gu Mingchen, within 3 days return the code you stole from me, otherwise you'll regret it. Sent. He replied instantly, regret? You a coder? What can you do to me? Sue me. Do you have evidence? The patent is mine. The code is mine. The company is mine. You have nothing. I replied, are you sure? Sure. Shen Yuan, face reality. You're just a worker. If you leave Mingchen Tech, you're nothing. I didn't reply again. I stood by the roadside and flagged down a taxi. After getting in the car, the driver asked, where to? I gave my home address. The car started moving. I leaned against the window looking at the night view outside. My phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't Gu Mingchen, but an unfamiliar number. Miss Shen. I am Fu Tingshen's assistant. General Manager Fu asked me to see if you're available to have lunch together tomorrow at noon. I replied, sure, alright, at 12 noon tomorrow at the top floor restaurant of the Fu Group. General Manager Fu will dispatch a car to pick you up. No need, I'll go by myself. Okay, I'll send you the address. The text came in. It was the address of the Fu Group. I turned off my phone and closed my eyes. 3 images flashed through my mind. Fu Mingchen's gaze when he handed me the glass of wine, Fu Tingchen's hand when he handed me the business card, and the scent of cedar from that coat. The taxi stopped downstairs at my building. I paid the money and got off. I walked into the elevator and pressed 18. The elevator doors opened, and someone was standing in the hallway. Gu Mingchen. He was wearing a wrinkled suit, his hair was a mess and his eyes were all red. Yuan, Yuan. He rushed over, grabbing my arm. Listen to me explain. Explain what? I didn't send that message. Xiao used my phone to send it. I was drunk and while I was asleep. What did you put in my drink? He froze. That is sleeping pills. I'm afraid you won't be able to sleep. Sleeping pills. Gu Mingchen. Do you think I'm a 3-year-old child? Yuan, it really was just sleeping pills. Then you sent me to Fu Tingshen's bed as well. Is that a side effect of the sleeping pills? His face paled. How did you know it was Fu Tingshen? He told me. What did he tell you? He said you gave me to him as a gift. No, it was Xiao arranged it. I didn't know. I really didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. Then how did you know which hotel I was at? How did you know which room I was in? Gu Mingchen, I'm asking you one last time. The code, will you return it or not? He let go of my arm and stepped back. The code is mine. Yours? Yes, it's mine. I registered a patent legally. It's mine. Say it again. The code is mine. Shen Yuan. All the code you wrote was completed during your tenure at Mingchen Technology. According to the employment contract, the intellectual property rights belong to the company. You won't win this. I looked at him. This man, I followed him for 3 years. I wrote code for him, attracted investments for him, cooked and did laundry for him, stayed up late with him. I thought he was my lover, my partner, my everything. Turns out in his eyes, I was just a tool that could be discarded at any time. Gu Mingchen, remember what you said today. So what if I remember? You'll regret it. I turned around, opened the door and went inside. When the door slammed shut, I heard him shout in the corridor, Shen Yuan, don't threaten me. Who do you think you are? I paid him no mind. I walked into the bedroom and opened the computer. I logged into the cloud server. And indeed, all the code had been deleted, clean as a whistle. Not even a backup remained. I open the local hard drive and find the phone backup file. Fu Tingshen was right. There's a local backup on my phone from 3 days ago. I open the code and start checking. Core algorithms, all there, training models, all there, datasets, all there. I laughed. Gu Mingchen, do you think deleting the server is enough? You've forgotten one thing. All my code has timestamps. Every line I wrote has a digital signature embedded. As long as I compare these codes with Mingchen Tech's products, I can prove he plagiarized. I picked up my phone and sent a message to Fu Tingshen. Mr. Fu, there's no need to wait until tomorrow. I'll agree with you, but I have one condition. 3 seconds later he answered, speak. I want Gu Mingchen to lose his reputation. Deal. Tomorrow at noon, the top floor restaurant of the Fu Group. Bring your code. Okay. I put down my phone, opened my computer and began organizing the evidence outside the window. Dawn was approaching. I checked the time, 5 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't slept for 30 hours, but I wasn't tired at all, because revenge is the best pick-me-up in Hangzhou. At the top floor restaurant of the Fu Group at noon, I'm dressed in a black suit, my hair tied back in a ponytail, my face bare. I'm carrying a briefcase, inside which are my hard drive and all the evidence. The restaurant is on the 58th floor with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a view of all of Hangzhou. Beneath me is West Lake, in the distance the Qiantang River. The sky is very blue. Fu Tingshan sits by the window with 2 cups of coffee in front of him. He wore a dark blue suit today, more formal than yesterday at the hotel. The tie was dark red. The cufflinks were silver with the Fu family logo engraved on them. Miss Shen, please sit. I sat down and placed my briefcase on the table. Coffee is American style, no sugar or milk. I guess you'll drink this. How do you know? Checked on your social media. 3 years ago you posted a Weibo saying, American style is the soul of coffee. You even checked my Weibo from 3 years ago. I told you I'm a businessman. Business people value information. I picked up the coffee and took a sip. Bitter but fragrant. Mr. Fu, how exactly would the arranged marriage work? He took a document from the folder and pushed it over. The contract is for 1 year. During that year you will attend all public events as Mrs. Fu. Everyone in the Fu family will believe we are truly married. After a year the contract ends. You take whatever you want and I continue with my life. What's the price? The price is that, for this year all your public words and actions must uphold the Fu family's reputation. There must be no negative news, no rumors, and you must not do anything that harms the Fu family's interests. Is that all? And one more clause. He flipped to the last page of the agreement. If either of us falls in love with the other during this year, the agreement will automatically terminate. I looked up at him. His expression was calm, as if he were negotiating an ordinary business deal. What does it mean that you add this clause? It means I don't want a loveless marriage. An agreement is an agreement, not real. If feelings are involved, the agreement loses its meaning. Are you afraid I'll fall in love with you? I'm afraid I'll fall in love with you. I froze. He lifted his coffee and took a sip. Miss Shen, you are remarkable, beautiful, smart, capable. Any normal man would fall for you. I don't want a contract to ruin what might be between us. What might be, for example, real feelings. I looked at him and was silent for a few seconds. Mr. Fu, you're the most peculiar person I've ever met. Peculiar. When ordinary people talk about arranged marriages, they emphasize not getting emotional. You, on the other hand, reverse it, because I'm not ordinary. He put down the coffee cup. Miss Shen, please sign. I pick up the pen, turn to the last page and sign my own name, Shen Yin. He takes it back and signs his own name, Fu Tingshan. All right, he tucked the agreement away. From now on you are Mrs. Fu. When will it be announced? At 3:00 this afternoon the Fu Group will issue a statement. Also, I have arranged a press conference at 10:00 tomorrow morning. That fast? Speed is of the essence in war. Jiu Mingchen's Series B fundraising roadshow is the day after tomorrow. If we announce our marriage before his roadshow, all the investors will reassess Mingchen Tech's value. Why? Because the Fu family is a bellwether in tech investment. The projects I back, everyone scrambles to invest in. The projects I don't, no one dares touch. If Mrs. Fu were a woman betrayed by Jiu Mingchen, do you think anyone would still dare to invest in him? I laughed. Mr. Fu, you really are a businessman. Call me Tingshan from now on. We are husband and wife. Tingshan. I tried out the address. It's a bit awkward. You'll get used to it. My phone rang. It was a call from Jiu Mingchen. I glanced at Fu Tingshan. He nodded. I picked up the call and turned on speakerphone. Shen Yuan, did you delete the code on my server? Your server? The company's server? You remotely formatted all the code repositories. The code I wrote. I have the right to delete. You're F********* in crazy. The B Round Roadshow is the day after tomorrow. If you delete the code, what will I demo? Demo something you wrote yourself. Didn't you say the code is yours? Just write one yourself, that'll do. You, Jiu Mingchen, I told you 3 days. There are now 2.5 days left. Return the patent to me, return the code to me, take your dirty money out of my account, otherwise you'll regret it. Shen Yuan, don't threaten me. I have a team of lawyers. I can bankrupt you by suing you. Then sue me. Do you think I dare not? You're not daring, you're unable, because you know in your heart that those codes weren't written by you. You can't even grasp the basics of Python syntax. How can you sue me? There was silence on the other end of the line. Shen Yuan, let's talk face to face. There's nothing to discuss. Return the patent and the code. There's no room for negotiation. And if I don't, Then just wait and see. I hung up the phone. Fu Tingshan looked at me, the corner of his mouth curling slightly. Beautiful. Not finished yet. I know. He stood up. Let's go, I'll take you to a place. Where are you going? The legal department of the Fu Group. I have arranged the best intellectual property law team, and from now on they will be at your service exclusively. I picked up my briefcase and followed him out of the restaurant. In the corridor, a few employees saw Fu Tingshan and lowered their heads to greet him. Good morning, General Fu, He walked in front and I followed behind. His back looked tall and broad-shouldered and his steps were steady as he walked. Tingshan. He stopped and looked back at me. What is it? Thank you. Don't mention it, we're partners. But I still want to thank you. If it weren't for you, I might still be crying in a hotel room right now. Will you cry? No. Why? Because crying won't solve the problem. He laughed. This was the first time I had seen him laugh. It wasn't a polite smile, it was a real smile. His eyes curved, the corners of his mouth lifted, and his whole face brightened. You're the most interesting woman I've ever met. Really? Yes, come on, the lawyer is waiting. Fu Group Legal Affairs Department. 2:00 p.m. 6 lawyers are seated in the conference room, led by a man in his 50s with salt and pepper hair and wearing gold-rimmed glasses. Ms. Shun, I am Zhu Zhengqing, the Chief Legal Officer of the Fu Group. Mr. Fu has already told us your situation. What we need to do now are two things. First, prove that you wrote the code. Second, prove that Jiyu Mingchen plagiarized your code. I open my computer and project it onto the screen. This is the timestamp record for all the code I wrote. Every line of code has a digital signature, accurate to the millisecond. This is the current product code of Mingchen Technology. I've compared it, and the similarity is over 95%. Zhu Zhengqing looked at the screen, his eyes brightening. This evidence is too solid. The timestamps are tamper-proof. As long as we can prove these timestamps are authentic, the court will accept them. Also, I turn to the next page. This is Jiyu Mingchen's GitHub account. In the past 3 years there have been no code commits in his account. All of his contribution graphs are empty. An AI company's CEO who hasn't written a single line of code in 3 years. This alone says a lot. Great, wonderful. Zhu Zhengqing stood up. Ms. Shun, with this evidence, we can sue him not only for intellectual property infringement but also for commercial fraud. His company's valuation relies entirely on your code. If the investors find out the code wasn't written by him, he will be sued. Then sue him together. Ms. Shun, are you sure? Sure, I want him to fall from grace and ruin. Zhu Zhengqing glanced at Fu Tingshan. Fu Tingshan nodded. Do as Shen Yuan said. Okay, President Fu will draft the complaint immediately. I closed my laptop and stood up. My phone buzzed. It was a news push. Breaking news. Mingchen Technology CEO Jiyu Mingchen announces engagement to Jiyu Shuangru, the daughter of the Jiyu family, Jiyu Xiao. The wedding is set to take place next month. I stared at the screen, my fingers curling tight. Fu Tingshan came over and glanced at my phone. It seems he's faster than you. He is protecting himself. He wants to use Jiyu Zhou's capital to fill the gap in the Series B financing. The Jiyu family won't help him. Why? Because the one who truly holds power in the Jiyu family isn't Jiyu Xiao's father, it's her grandfather. And the old master Jiyu has a long-standing friendship with the Fu family. So what? So, as long as I say one word to old master Jiyu, the Jiyu family won't contribute a penny to Jiyu Mingchen. Will you say it? Yes, but not now. Wait until he jumps in first, then we'll pull the ladder away. Let him fall as hard as possible. I look at Fu Tingshan and a strange feeling rises in my heart. This man is more calculating than I am. Tingshan, do you feel that we resemble each other? In what way? They're all tough people. He laughed. Not really, you're tougher than I am. I'm just a businessman, you're a avenger. Is there a difference? Yes, a businessman talks about interests, an avenger talks about the price. You want Jiyu Mingchen to pay the price. I want to maximize benefit. Sometimes these two things overlap, sometimes they don't. What about now? Now they coincide. Jiyu Mingchen falls and the Fu family can take over all the core assets of Mingchen Technology, including your code. My code is mine. I know, so I'll help you take it back. I nodded. Let's go. He glanced at his watch. The press conference is about to start. Starting tomorrow. There's a small event today, an internal briefing of the Fu Corporation. I need you to attend as Mrs. Fu. Okay, He held out his hand, palm up. I looked at him. Shen Yuan, from now on we are husband and wife in front of everyone. We need to act like a married couple. What do you mean, linking arms with me? I hesitated for a moment, then held out my hand and hooked my arm around his. His arm was very firm. I could feel the lines of muscle even through his suit. Let's go, Mrs. Fu, let's go. We walked out of the conference room and the employees in the corridor all stopped when they saw us. Hello, Mr. Fu, hello, Mrs. Fu. Being called Mrs. Fu for the first time felt a bit strange, but it didn't feel bad. Hangzhou Mingchen Technology Office, 3 p.m. Jiyu Mingchen sat in the CEO's office, the computer screen in front of him covered in red alert warnings. Mr. Jiyu, the server has been formatted, all the code is gone. I know. He threw his cup to the floor. That bitch Shen Yuan. The assistant stood at the doorway, his face pale. Mr. Jiyu, there's one more thing. What is it? Married to whom? Jiyu Mingchen suddenly stood up and the chair slammed into the wall. What did you say? Fu Tingshan's wedding announcement. The bride is Shen Yuan, in other words your ex-girlfriend. Jiyu Mingchen rushed over and snatched the assistant's phone. On the screen was the official announcement from the Fu Group's website, white background with black text. Mr. Fu Tingshan, chairman of the Fu Group, and Ms. Shen Yuan were formally married today. This is hereby announced. Below is a photograph. In the photo I am linked arm in arm with Fu Tingshan, standing in front of the Fu Group building. I am wearing an all-white suit, Fu Tingshan is wearing a dark blue suit, and the two of us are smiling at the camera. Jiyu Mingchen threw his phone to the ground. Impossible. This cannot be. How could Shen Yin possibly know Fu Tingshan? President Jiyu, last night you didn't send her there. Jiyu Mingchen's face turned pale. Fu Tingshan's hotel, you arranged it, right? Shut up. Jiyu Mingchen grabbed the phone on the table and dialed my number. It rang. Shen Yuan, did you marry Fu Tingshan, you damn woman? Yes. Is there a problem? Are you crazy? How long have you known him? You've known Jiyu Shero longer than me. You've been with her for more than a year, right? You, Jiyu Mingchen, I told you you'd regret this, so, are you regretting it now? Shen Yuan, do you think marrying Fu Tingshan is something great? I'm telling you, I'll be the son-in-law of the Jiyu family soon. The Jiyu family is richer than the Fu family. Is that so? Then you should ask old Master Jiyu whether he acknowledges you as his grandson-in-law. What do you mean? What I mean is, you'd better go take a look at the news. Jiyu Mingchen hung up the phone and opened his browser. The news feed came in again. Jiyu Corporation Chairman Old Master Jiyu speaks out. I do not know any Jiyu Mingchen. Jiyu Shero's marriage was not approved by the family and is invalid. Jiyu Mingchen stared at the screen, his whole body frozen. No, that's impossible. The phone rang again. This time it was Jiyu Shero. Mingchen, my grandfather doesn't approve of our engagement. He said if I marry you, he will sever all ties with me. What did you say? My grandfather says the Fu family has already informed him. If the Jiyu family has any cooperation with Mingchen Technology, the Fu family will cut off all business dealings with the Jiyu family. The Fu family again. Mingchen, what should we do? How about the Series B financing? Jiyu Mingchen slammed his phone against the wall. The office was a mess. He slumped in the chair, hands clasped over his head. Shen Yuan, you're ruthless. Outside the window, Hangzhou's sky was very blue. But Jiyu Mingchen's world had already turned dark. The top-floor restaurant of the Fu Corporation. 10 o'clock the next morning, the press conference was held in the hall. With hundreds of media outlets arriving, I sat on the stage with Fu Tingshan beside me, the flashbulbs from below stitched together a bright C. Mr. Fu, how did you and Ms. Shen meet? Fu Tingshan picked up the microphone and smiled. We met by chance in a very unusual circumstance. I won't go into the specifics, but I can say that Shen Yuan is the most outstanding woman I have ever met. Shen, there are rumors that you used to be an employee at Mingchen Technology. Is that true? I picked up the microphone. Yes, I used to work at Mingchen Technology, but that's in the past now. I am the AI technology advisor for the Fu Group and I am also Fu Tingshan's wife. And your relationship with your former boss, Mr. Jiyu Mingchen? I have no relation whatsoever with Mr. Jiyu Mingchen. There was none in the past, there is none now, and there will never be any in the future, the audience whispered among themselves. One reporter raised his hand. Ms. Shen, Mr. Jiyu Mingchen announced yesterday that he is engaged to Miss Jiyu Sharo, but old Master Jiyu denied it. What is your view? I smiled. I'm not comfortable commenting on the family's domestic matters, but I can tell you one thing, the core technology of Ming Chen Tech was not written by Jiu Ming Chen. I wrote the code, and he stole the patent. The audience erupted in an uproar. Ms. Shen, are you saying Jiu Ming Chen plagiarized your code? Yes. Do you have evidence? Yes, my team of lawyers has organized all the evidence, and we will formally file a lawsuit with the court next Monday. What is the charge you are filing for? Intellectual property infringement and commercial fraud. The claim amount is 10 billion. The camera flashes grew even more intense. Fu Tingshan picked up the microphone. Everyone, regarding this matter, Fu Group will give Ms. Shen Yuan full support. We have hired the country's best intellectual property legal team and will certainly restore the truth of the facts. After the press conference ended, I walked out of the hall. In the corridor, someone rushed toward me. Jiu Ming Chen. He wore a wrinkled suit, eyes bloodshot, looking wild like a madman. Shen Yin. 2 security guards stopped him. Let go of me, Shen Yin. What the hell did you say at the press conference? I stopped and turned to look at him. Tell the truth. Truth, that's slander. I'll sue you for defamation. Go ahead and sue. Convenient, we'll meet in court. You, Jiu Ming Chen, I'll ask you one last time, are you going to return the code or not? No, fine, then wait for the court summons. I turned to leave. Shen Yuan, he shouted from behind. Do you think marrying Fu Tingshan is something remarkable? You're just one of his dogs. I stopped. Turning to look at him. Jiu Ming Chen, do you know why Fu Tingshan is willing to help me? Why? Because he looks up to me and you look down on me. That's the difference between you and him. You look down on me, so you lost me. He looks up to me, so he got me. By the way, there's one more thing. Your Series B funding fell through. All investors pulled out. Do you know why? Why? Because the Fu Group spoke. Whoever dares to invest in you would be challenging the Fu Group. His face turned pale. No, that's impossible. Maybe, and not just a Series B financing. Your Series A investors are also considering pulling out. Your bank is considering recalling the loan. Your suppliers are considering stopping supply. What exactly do you want? I said, return the code to me. This is your only chance. What if I don't pay it back? Then you can wait to go bankrupt. I turned around and walked into the elevator. The moment the elevator doors closed, I saw Jiu Ming Chen kneeling in the corridor. Being dragged out by security, his mouth was still shouting, Shen Yuan, you can't treat me this way. I have lost everything. The elevator doors closed. Fu Tingshan stood beside me. How does it feel? Very good. What do we do next? Wait for him to come crawling to me on his knees. Do you think he'll come? He will. He won't last 3 days. So sure. I know him. He has no bottom line but also no backbone. When there's no money, he'll do anything. Fu Tingshan looked at me, the corner of his mouth turning up. Shen Yuan, do you know your performance at the press conference just now was 10 times better than I expected? Really? Old Master Fu watched the live stream and said one thing. What sentence? He said, this daughter-in-law is better than Tingshan. I laughed. Please thank the old master for me. No need to thank me. His 80th birthday is next month. You should go and thank him in person. Okay. The elevator reached the first floor and the doors opened. A woman stood outside the door. Jiu Xiao. She was wearing a Chanel suit, her hair styled in big waves and a pigeon egg-sized diamond ring on her hand. Shen Yuan, Miss Jiu, I want to talk to you. About what? Talk about Jiu Ming Chen. What did you say? What do you mean? Let's talk in person tomorrow at 3 p.m. Lakeside Road Cafe. She turned and walked away. Her high heels clicked crisply on the floor. I watched her retreating figure, my fingers clenching. Fu Tingshan walked over. Do you know her? She is Jiu Ming Chen's White Moonlight, also the Jiu family's heiress. She said something about your mother's matter. What does that mean? My mother died in a car accident when I was 12. Do you think she is lying? I don't know, but I have to go. I'll go with you. No need, I'll go myself. Shen Yuan. Tingshan, this is my family matter. Let me handle it myself. He was silent for a few seconds, then nodded. Okay, but if she dares to do anything to you, call me immediately. Okay. I walked out of the building and got into the car. The driver asked, Mr. Shen, where to? Home. The car started moving. I leaned against the car window, my mind full of Jiu Xiao's words. About your mom, I know some things you don't know. My mother died in a car accident when I was 12. She was killed instantly. The driver fled the scene and has never been caught. I always thought it was an accident, but now I'm not so sure. My phone buzzed. It was an Anonymous message. Shin Yuan, your mother didn't die in an accident, she was murdered. Do you want to know the truth? I stared at the screen, my fingers trembling, replied, who are you? You'll know very soon. After you meet Jiyu Xiao tomorrow you'll understand. I turned off my phone and closed my eyes. The game of revenge is more complex than I imagined, but it's okay. No matter what the truth is, I will find out, for my mother, also for myself. Hangzhou Lakeside Road Cafe, 3 p.m. I sat in the window seat. Opposite me was Jiyu Xiao. She wasn't wearing makeup today. Her eyes swollen and red, her hair a mess, completely different from yesterday. Speak about my mom. Jiyu Xiao lowered her head, fingers gripping the coffee cup. Your mom actually isn't dead. I froze completely. What did you say? Your mom isn't dead, she's still alive. Impossible, I saw her body with my own eyes. That's fake, your father arranged it. He found an unidentified woman's corpse and passed her off as your mother. You're talking nonsense. I'm not lying. She took a photograph out of her bag and pushed it over. This was taken last month. Your mother is in a sanatorium in the western suburbs of Hangzhou. I pick up the photo. The photo shows a woman sitting in a wheelchair with white hair and a weary face. But those eyes I know, they are my mom's. My hands are shaking. Why did my dad do this? Because your mother found out his secret. What secret? Your dad isn't your biological father. I jerked my head up. What did you say? Your biological father is the old master of the Jiyu family, Jiyu Zhenghong. Your mother used to be a maid for the Jiyu family and gave birth to you with Jiyu Zhenghong. Your dad, the one you think of as your father, is Jiyu Zhenghong's driver. He married your mother to cover up this matter. Really? Your mother discovered the truth and attempted to expose Jiyu Zhenghong. Your dad, the driver, locked her up. He staged a car accident, then he took you away from the Jiyu family. I stared at the photo, my mind going blank. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to help me. Help you with what? Help me ruin Jiyu Zhenghong. Isn't he your grandfather? He's not my grandfather, he is my father. Jiyu Xiao is also not my real name. My real name is Jiyu Nianru. I am the illegitimate daughter born to Jiyu Zhenghong and another woman. He has never acknowledged me and left me to be raised by someone else. I approached Jiyu Mingchen just to use him to take revenge on the Jiyu family. I looked at her and suddenly understood. So you staying with Jiyu Mingchen, it's not for money, it's to use him, right? But he's too stupid, he can't accomplish anything at all. I need someone more capable. So you came to me. Yes, Shin Yuan, we're sisters, stepsisters from the same father. I was silent for a long time. I won't help you. Why? Because I don't need you. I can find out everything myself and I don't trust you. Shin Yuan, you tell me my mother is in a sanatorium, I'll go check. You say Jiyu Zhenghong is my father, I'll do a DNA test. Everything you say I'll verify. If what you say is true, I'll decide what to do myself. I don't need you to teach me. I stood up and put down 200 yuan. I'll treat you to this cup of coffee. Shin Yuan. I turned and walked away. Walking out of the cafe, I pulled out my phone and called Fu Tingshan. Tingshan, help me look up a place, a sanatorium in the western suburbs of Hangzhou. What's wrong? My mom might still be alive. There was a 3-second silence on the other end of the phone. I'll arrange it immediately. Hangzhou Shijiao Sanatorium, 8 o'clock in the evening. Fu Tingshan's car was parked at the gate of the sanatorium. He came in person, and he brought 4 bodyguards. Are you sure you want to go in? Yes, okay, I'll accompany you. We walked into the sanatorium. The receptionist at the front desk blocked our way. Who are you looking for? I'm looking for someone, the one in the photo. I took out the photo. The nurse glanced at it and her expression changed. This person, a patient in building 3, but you can't go in, you need the family's consent. I am a family member. Who are you to her? Daughter. The nurse hesitated for a moment and picked up the phone. I'll ask the director. 3 minutes later the director arrived, a man in his 50s wearing glasses, with a nervous expression. Ms. Shin, the patient's condition is rather special. What's special? She was brought here by someone. The person who brought her asked for strict secrecy and not to reveal any information. Who is the person who brought her here? Well, I can't say. Fu Tingshan stepped forward. I am Fu Tingshan. Do you want me to call the director of the Public Security Bureau or will you say it yourself? The dean's face turned pale. Is Mr. Jiyu Zhenghong? I clenched my fists. Take me to see her. Okay, alright. The dean led us into Building 3, took the elevator to the 5th floor. At the end of the corridor, a single occupancy ward. The door opened. The room was very small, with only a bed, a cabinet, and a chair. Someone was lying on the bed. My mom. She was so thin that her bones stood out, all her hair had turned white, and her face was full of wrinkles. She closed her eyes and her breathing was weak. I walked to the bed and crouched down. Mom. Her eyelids moved and she slowly opened them. The moment she saw me, light appeared in her eyes. Mom, it's me. Your father isn't Jiyu Zhenghong. He locked me up here. 15 years, 15 years. Mom, I know everything. I'll take you away. No, he'll find out, he will. Mom, don't be afraid, he wouldn't dare touch me. Fu Tingshan walked over. Auntie, I am Shen Yuan's husband. Fu Tingshan, rest assured, Jiyu Zhenghong won't dare to touch you. My mom looked at him, tears flowing more fiercely than before. Yuan, you got married. Mom, I'll explain later. For now, let's go. I helped her up. She was too light, like a sheet of paper. The dean stood at the door, his face pale. Ms. Shen, this Mr. Jiyu will know about it and let him come to me. I held my mother and walked outside. I am Shen Yuan, Mrs. Fu of the Fu Group. Let him come to me. We stepped out of the sanatorium and got into the car. My mom leaned on my shoulder, crying the whole time. Yuan, Mom is sorry for you. 15 years without staying by your side. Mom, it's not your fault, it's mine. It's my fault for finding you too late. Fu Tingshan sits in the front passenger seat, turning to look at us. Shen Yuan, first take auntie to the hospital for a full checkup. Okay. The car started moving. I am holding my mom, looking out the window. The sanatorium drifts farther away, finally disappearing into the night. The phone vibrated. It was a message. Shen Yuan, have you found your mother? Congratulations. But you think this is the end? Jiyu Zhenghong won't let you off. Jiyu Xiao, I replied. Let him come. You have no idea how ruthless he is. I don't know, but I have Fu Tingshan. Fu Tingshan, what is he worth? There's a bigger force behind Jiyu Zhenghong. What force? You'll find out soon enough. I didn't reply again. The car stopped at the hospital entrance. Fu Tingshan has already arranged a VIP ward, with the best doctors waiting. My mom was pushed into the examination room. I am standing in the corridor, leaning against the wall. Fu Tingshan walked over. Shen Yuan. No matter what happens, I'm here. I looked at him. Tingshan, why are you so good to me? Because you deserve it. We're in a marriage of convenience. I know the protocol is one thing, people are another. You are the bravest woman I've ever met. Helping you, I do it willingly. I looked at him and suddenly felt a bit of a sting in my nose. Thank you. You're welcome. The door to the examination room opened and the doctor walked out. Ms. Shen, your mother's health is not very good. Long-term malnutrition, muscle atrophy, and mild Alzheimer's disease. She needs long-term treatment. Can it be cured? Alzheimer's cannot be cured, but it can be controlled. Other issues can gradually improve through treatment and care. Okay, I beg you, don't worry. I walked into the hospital room and sat at the edge of the bed. My mother was asleep, with tear tracks still on her face. I held her hand. It was very thin, the joints protruding. Mom, I swear, I won't let any of the people who hurt you go unpunished. Outside the window it was dawn. A new day had begun, and I too began a new revenge. Hangzhou GU Group headquarters, 10 a.m. The next day I stood at the entrance of the building with Fu Tingshan and 4 bodyguards behind me. The young receptionist saw me and her expression changed. Miss Shen, I want to see Jiyu Zhenghong. Director Jiyu isn't here today. Then I'll wait for him. I walked over to the lounge area and sat down. 10 minutes later, the elevator doors opened and Jiyu Zhenghong walked out. He was in his 70s, his hair completely white, but his spirit was excellent. He wore a traditional Tang suit and supported himself with a walking stick. Shen Yuan, Jiyu Zhenghong, you came. I've been waiting for you for a long time. You locked my mother up for 15 years. Do you think I wouldn't come? Your mother's matter was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? You locked her up in a nursing home, not letting her see anyone. Is that also a misunderstanding? Shen Yuan, there are some things you don't understand. I don't understand what? I don't understand how you siphon off my mother's estate. I don't understand how you forged a death certificate. I don't understand how you bribed the driver who caused the accident. His expression changed. How did you know about all of this? I don't just know all of this, I also know that you are not actually part of the GU family by blood. You are a son-in-law. The GU family business belongs to my mother. My mother is Shen Ruotang, the only daughter of Jiyu Hongyuan, the founder of the Jiyu Group. You married her, took the surname Jiyu, then locked her up and embezzled her family fortune, am I right? His hand was shaking. Shen Yuan, how did you find out? I have the best legal team, the best investigation team. Do you think you can hide it forever? Jiyu Zhenghong, I give you 3 days, return my mother's shares and all assets under her name, otherwise, I will hand over all the evidence to the procuratorate. You dare? I dare to do so, and not only will I hand it to the procuratorate, I will also hand it to the media. Let everyone know that the chairman of Jiyu Group is a liar who imprisons his wife and embezzles the family fortune. His face flushed pale. Shen Yuan, your mother's matter, I can explain. No need to explain. 3 days, I'll give you only 3 days. I turned and walked away. She walked to the door and Jiyu Xiao stood there. Shen Yang, Jiyu Xiao, everything you just said, is it true? What do you think? I thought he just didn't acknowledge me. I never expected he'd be even more of a scumbag than you imagined. She lowered her head. Shen Yuan, I'm sorry, I lied to you before. What did you lie to me about? I'm not your sister, I'm the daughter of him and his ex-wife. I have no blood relation to you. I approached you because Jiyu Zhenghong arranged it. He wanted me to monitor you. I look at her. Why are you telling me this now? Because I've thought it through. I don't want to be his pawn anymore. Do you want to help me? Yes. Why? Because he deceived me too. He promised me that if I helped him monitor you, he would acknowledge me as his daughter, but he never kept his word. So you're here for revenge? Yes. I don't need you, I can handle it myself. But you don't know his ace in the hole. What trump card? He has someone at the procuratorate. You won't win against him. That's my business. Shen Yuan. Jiyu Xiao, I'll say it again, I don't need you, you can leave. She stood there, tears streaming down her face. Shen Yuan, I know you don't believe me, but I'm sincere. Sincerity. When you helped Jiyu Zhenghong deceive me, where was your sincerity? Go, don't make me call security. She turned and walked away, her shoulders shaking. Fu Tingshan walked over. Do you think what she said is trustworthy? Not trustworthy. But one thing she said is true, that Jiyu Zhenghong has someone in the prosecutor's office. I've already looked into it. His protector is Deputy Prosecutor General Liu Jiyuan. The two are brothers-in-law. Can you handle it? I can, but I need time. How long? 1 week. Good, in a week I want Jiyu Zhenghong to have nowhere to run. I will. Hangzhou Mingchen Technology Office. The same afternoon, Jiyu Mingchen sat in the office, the desk in front of him covered with payment reminders. Bank loan due 50 million, suppliers pressing for payment 20 million, employee salaries 3 million. His phone kept ringing non-stop, nothing but debt collection calls. CEO GU, the bank loan must be repaid today. CEO GU, the supplier says they will cut off supply. CEO GU, the technical team has all resigned. He suddenly stood up. What, the technical team resigned? The assistant stood at the doorway, face pale. Yes, General GU, just now the chief technology officer led all the core engineers to the Fu Group. They said they were going to work for Shen Yuan. What? They said the code was originally written by Shen Yuan and they'd have a future only by following Shen Yuan. Jiyu Mingchen swept everything off the table onto the floor. Shen Yuan, Shen Yuan again. The phone rang. It was Jiyu Xiao. Mingchen. Xiao, over at your grandfather's. My grandfather can't help you. The Jiyu family is in danger right now. What do you mean? Shen Yuan is accusing my grandfather of embezzling assets, illegal detention, and falsifying documents. If my grandfather falls, the Jiyu family is finished. Then what about my money? Your money has always belonged to Shen Yuan. You stole her code, she took it back, perfectly justified. You, Jiyu Mingchen. I advise you to admit defeat. You can't beat Shen Yuan. She has Fu Tingshan, the entire Fu Group, and the best legal team in the country. You have nothing. I won't admit defeat, I won't. Then wait to go bankrupt. The call ended. Jiyu Mingchen slumped in his chair, hands clasping his head. The office door was pushed open and 2 people came in, court staff. Mr. Jiyu Mingchen, this is a court summons. The plaintiff Shen Yuan sues you for intellectual property infringement, seeking 1 billion yuan in damages. Please appear in court within 15 days of receiving this summons. Jiyu Mingchen took the summons, his hands trembling. 1 billion, where would I get a billion? That's your concern. The summons has been served. Please appear in court on time. The 2 of them left. Jiu Ming Chen tore the subpoenas to pieces. Shen Yuan, you're ruthless enough. He picked up the phone and dialed my number. Shen Yuan, what exactly do you want? Pay me back 1 billion. I don't have 1 billion. Then you should go to jail. The maximum penalty for intellectual property infringement is 7 years. You, Jiu Ming Chen, I told you, give you 3 days. Today is the 3rd day. What is your decision? He was silent for a long time. How come still? I transfer the patent to you, I return the code to you, I sell the company to you. Your company is worthless, it's an empty shell. The core technology belongs to me, the core team has left, your company is worth nothing. Then what do you want me to do? I want you to publicly admit that I wrote the code. I want you to apologize in the media. I want you to stand in front of everyone and say, Jiu Mingchen, I am a plagiarist. You're dreaming. Then there's nothing to talk about. See you in court. I hung up the phone rang again. This time it was Fu Tingshan. Shen Yuan, there's movement on Jiu Zhenghong's side. What evidence? What else did he do? He had people go find the driver responsible for the accident back then. He wanted him to change his statement. Where is the driver? I've already had him placed under my protection. Thanks, Tingshan. No need to thank me. I told you I'm willing to help you. I hung up the phone and stood by the window outside. The sky over Hangzhou was very blue, but I know the storm is coming. Hangzhou, the newly established AI lab of the Fu Group. At 10 in the morning, I stand at the door of the lab. Behind me the entire former technical team of Mingchen Technology, 8 people, not a single one missing. Technical Director Zhao Mingyuan walks over and extends his hand. Shinjie, we're all here. Welcome. Shinjie, we've wanted to leave for a long time. Jiu Mingchen understands nothing, pointing and gesturing all day. He stole the code, he grabbed the patent. We've endured for a long time. I know. So thank you for being willing to stay with me. Shinjie, go ahead and tell us what to do next. I push open the door to the laboratory. Inside there are rows of the latest servers, liquid cooling systems, A100 GPUs with a total value of over 50 million. This is our new laboratory, funded by the Fu Group. From now on, you have only one goal, to develop the next generation AI algorithms, 2 generations ahead of Mingchen Technology. Zhao Mingyuan's eyes lit up. 2 generations. Can we do it? Yes, because I've already written the core algorithm. I opened the computer, projecting onto the screen. This is the basic framework. What you need to do is iterate and optimize within this framework in 3 months. I want to see a product. 3 months, that's too fast, isn't it? Not fast. Mingchen Tech's product is based on my code from 3 years ago. 3 years have passed. The technology is already behind. What we're aiming for is to be the industry leader, not the second in the industry. Zhao Mingyuan looked over the code, his eyes growing brighter and brighter. Sishan, this algorithm is incredible. I know, so let's get to work. 2:00 p.m. Industry Summit, Hangzhou International Expo Center, main venue. With thousands of attendees, I am one of the keynote speakers. Before going on stage, Fu Tingshan found me backstage. Are you nervous? Not nervous. There are people in the audience who know Jiu Mingchen. They might cause trouble. I know. Are you ready? I'm ready. I walked onto the stage and stood at the podium. The audience lights flashed like a sea of stars. Everyone, today I am launching a new product, Fu AI, the next generation artificial intelligence algorithm. I pressed the remote and a string of code appeared on the screen. The core algorithm of this product was written by me 3 years ago, but I never had the chance to release it because someone stole it. The audience fell silent. That person is Jiu Mingchen, the CEO of Mingchen Technology. The audience erupted in applause. He plagiarized my code, registered his patent, and then erased my name from all the documents. Today, I'm going to take back what's mine. A comparison image begins to play on the big screen. On the left is my code, timestamped 3 years ago. On the right is Mingchen Tech's product code, timestamped 1 year ago. Similarity 95%. This is evidence. Every line of code is written by me. Every algorithm is designed by me. Jiu Mingchen. He understands nothing, he's just a plagiarist. Suddenly someone rushed onto the stage from the audience. Jiu Mingchen. He was dressed in a suit, his face flushed red, and he charged straight onto the stage. Shen Yuan, you're talking nonsense. 2 security guards stopped him. Let go of me, she's slandering me. I stood on the stage looking down at him. Jiu Mingchen, you say I'm slandering you, then tell me who wrote this code. Yes, I wrote it. Then tell me, what does the third line of this code mean? I point to a line of code on the screen. He froze. That is, you don't know, do you? Because you've never written a single line of code. If you can't even grasp the basics of Python syntax, how could you possibly write such a complex AI algorithm? Laughter erupts from the audience. Security, please escort this gentleman out. 2 security guards drag Jiyu Mingchen out. Shenyun, you will regret this. I will make you regret for sure. His voice grew fainter and finally disappeared outside the door. I turned around, facing the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for you witnessing this scene, but I must say the plagiarist does not deserve to stand here. Applause rose from the audience. I smiled and went on. Next, I'll introduce the technological highlights of Fu Group's AI. After the summit ended, I left the venue. A crowd of reporters were gathered at the entrance. President Shen Jiyu Mingchen just gave an interview outside and said that you are defaming him. He will sue you. Let him sue, I'll wait. President Shen, do you have anything else to say to Jiyu Mingchen? I smiled at the camera. Jiyu Mingchen, how much money does your company have left? Is it enough to pay the lawyers? The reporters laughed. I got into the car. The phone rang. It was Zhao Mingyuan. Sister Shen, great news. Our algorithm has achieved first place in the industry in tests, even better than Google's. Fantastic. Keep optimizing. Understood. After hanging up the phone, I leaned back in my chair. Fu Tingshan sat nearby, looking at me. Your performance on stage today was so beautiful. Really? Jiyu Mingchen's face turned green. Serves him right. Shenyun, have you ever thought about what would happen if he really sued you? He won't. Why? Because he has no money. His company account is frozen. And his personal account only has a few thousand. He can't even hire a lawyer. What would he sue me with? How do you know? I checked. I told you, I have the best investigation team. Fu Tingshan smiled. Shenyin, you are truly the scariest woman I have ever met. Thank you for the compliment. It's not a compliment. It's the truth. The car stopped downstairs at the Fu Group building. We got out of the car and walked into the building. The young receptionist ran over. President Shen, someone's here to see you. She says she's your younger sister. I looked up and saw Jiyu Xiao standing in the rest area. She was dressed in ordinary clothes, no makeup, carrying a suitcase in her hand. Shen Yuan, what are you here for? I ran away from home. I have nowhere to go. Not my problem. Shen Yuan, I'm begging you. Let me stay with you for a few days. I promise I won't cause you any trouble. No, Shen Yuan. Security, see this lady out. 2 security guards walked over. Jiyu Xiao's eyes turned red. Shen Yuan, I know you don't believe me, but I'm really here to help you. Jiyu Zhenghong is going to lay a hand on you. I stopped. What do you mean? He hired people. They're going to kidnap your mom. I clenched my fists. When? Tonight. How do you know? I overheard it. He and his people were talking in the study. I look at Fu Tingshan. He's already on the phone. Send more staff to the hospital immediately. 24 hours non-stop. Anyone approaching the ward, take them down. I turn to look at Jiyu Xiao. Why are you helping me? Because I've figured it out. I don't want to be his pawn anymore. Shen Yuan, I hate him. He ruined my life and he ruined yours as well. We are the same kind of people. I was silent for a few seconds. You can stay, but if you dare to play tricks, I'll make you suffer more than Jiyu Zhenghong. I won't. Probably not. I turned and walked into the elevator. Fu Tingshan followed up. Do you think she is trustworthy? Unbelievable, but the information she provided is real. Jiyu Zhenghong would really hurt my mom. How do you know? Because I understand this kind of person. When his interests are threatened, he will do anything. So what do we do? Take advantage of the plan. How to use cunning to counter trickery. Let him come, let him act. Then seize his people and obtain the evidence. One net will catch all. Fu Tingshan looked at me and smiled. Shen Yuan, you really are a ruthless person. I said, being merciful to the enemy is cruel to oneself. The elevator doors opened. I stepped out of the elevator and into the office. Outside the window, night had fallen. The storm is really coming. Hangzhou First People's Hospital VIP ward, 10 o'clock that night. I stood at the door of the ward. Inside was my mother. She was asleep, her face showing some color. Much better than when she was first rescued. There were 4 bodyguards standing in the corridor, 2 at the door and 2 at the elevator. Fu Tingshan walked over. Everything is arranged. There are 8 people around the hospital. As soon as anyone gets close, we'll seize them immediately. Okay, are you sure you want to wait here? Confirmed. I want to see Jiyu Zhenghong's people get caught with my own eyes. 2 in the morning, the lights in the hallway were dim, so quiet you could hear your own heartbeat. The walkie-talkie crackled. Mr. Shun, 2 people came up from the underground garage. They look suspicious. Keep an eye on them. Understood. 5 minutes later, the elevator doors opened. 2 people stepped out. One wore a white coat and a mask, the other wore black clothes holding a briefcase. Stop, who are you looking for? The person in the white coat said. I'm the on-call doctor, here for rounds. The bodyguard blocked him. Which department? Where's your work badge? I forgot to bring it. Then you can't go in. The man in black suddenly drew a knife. Move aside. The bodyguard reacted faster, grabbing his wrist with one hand and twisting it behind his back. The knife fell to the ground. Another bodyguard rushed forward, pinning the man in the white coat to the floor. Let go of me, we're from Mr. Gu's team. The walkie-talkie crackled with Fu Tingshan's voice. Is he under control? Got it under control. 2 people with knives intending to kidnap. Call the police. It has been reported. 3 minutes later, the police car arrived. 2 people were taken away. I stood in the corridor watching their backs. The phone rang. It was Jiyu Zhenghong. Shenyang, what happened tonight was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. Your people brought a knife to the hospital and you call it a misunderstanding. They weren't there to kidnap your mom. They were going to do what? Going to deliver medicines. Do you need to bring a knife to deliver the medicine? That was an accident. Jiyu Zhenghong, your people have already been captured. They will confess everything. Just wait. Shen Yuan, you can't. I hung up the phone. Fu Tingshan walked over. The police have questioned them. Both of them confessed. They were hired by Jiyu Zhenghong. One is his driver, the other his bodyguard. Is that enough? Enough. With the previous evidence he's finished. Okay, we'll go to the courthouse first thing tomorrow morning. Okay. I walked into the sick room and sat by my mother's bed. She woke up and looked at me. Yuan, what's wrong? Really, mom, you rest assured and take care of your illness. As for the rest, leave it to me. She held my hand and tears flowed down. Yin, I'm sorry for you, mom. Mom, you were not wrong. They were. Outside the window, dawn is breaking. A new day, a new battle. Hangzhou Intermediate People's Court. The next day at 9:00 a.m. I sit in the plaintiff's seat, facing Jiyu Zhenghong. He is dressed in a suit, his face pale with weariness, and 3 lawyers sit beside him. The judge strikes the gavel. In the case of plaintiff Shen Yuan suing defendant Jiyu Zhenghong for embezzlement of property, illegal detention, and intentional injury, we now open the court. My lawyer Zhu Zhengqing stood up. Your Honor, the plaintiff Ms. Shen Yuan is the only child of the late Ms. Shen Ruotang. Ms. Shen Ruotang was the only daughter of Jiyu Haodong, the founder of the Jiyu Group, and held 60% of the Jiyu Group's shares. The defendant, Jiyu Zhenghong, through illegal means appropriated these shares and unlawfully confined Ms. Shen Ruotang for as long as 15 years. The plaintiff requests the court to order the defendant to return all shares and their fruits, compensate for the mental distress caused by unlawful confinement, and hold the defendant criminally liable. The judge looked at Jiyu Zhenghong. Defendant, do you have any comments on the plaintiff's requests? Jiyu Zhenghong's lawyer stood up. Chief Judge, the plaintiff's accusations have no factual basis. Ms. Shen Ruotang died in the car accident 15 years ago. That is an undisputed fact. The plaintiff's so-called illegal detention is entirely fabricated. Zhu Zhengqing sneered coldly. Fabricated? Then tell me, defendant. Where is Ms. Shen Ruotang now? She is dead. Then who is this? Zhu Zhengqing took out a photograph. This was taken yesterday at Hangzhou First People's Hospital. Ms. Shen Ruotang, very much alive. Jiyu Zhenghong's expression changed. That isn't Shen Ruotang. Not, then we'll do a DNA test. If it proves this is Ms. Shen Ruotang, is the defendant willing to accept the consequences of perjury? Jiyu Zhenghong's lawyer was silenced. Zhu Zhengqing continued. Your Honor, the plaintiff has abundant evidence proving the defendant's crimes, including Ms. Shen Ruotang's medical records, the sanatorium admission records, the confessions of those the defendant hired to carry out the kidnapping, and the evidence of the fabricated car accident from back then. A bailiff presented a stack of documents to the judge. The judge flipped through them, his expression growing ever darker. Your Honor, how do you explain these pieces of evidence? Jiyu Zhenghong stood up, his hands trembling. Judge, all of this is Forged. It was forged by Shen Yun. Forged. Zhu Zhengqing pulled out another document. This is an equity transfer agreement signed by the defendant himself. It clearly states that the defendant transferred MS, Shen Ruotang's shares into his own name. The time is 15 years ago, on the third day after MS, Shen Ruotang died. That is a legitimate inheritance. Inherit. The defendant and MS Shen Ruotang are husband and wife, so of course he has inheritance rights, but the problem is MS Shen Ruotang isn't dead at all, trying to inherit the property of a living person. That's called fraud. Jiyu Zhenghong slumped in the chair. The judge tapped the gavel. The evidence in this case is conclusive and the facts are clear. This court will pronounce judgment on a later date. Court is adjourned. Jiyu Zhenghong was taken away by the bailiff. When he passed by me, he suddenly paused. Shen Yuan, you've won. Not over yet, the criminal portion hasn't been heard. You, Jiyu Zhenghong, you kept my mother locked up for 15 years. You should at least serve 15 years. His face turned pale. Shen Yuan, I am your father. I am. You are not. You are the criminal who imprisoned my mother. He was taken away. I walk out of the courthouse. At the entrance, Jiyu Xiaoro is standing there. Shen Yuan, what are you here for again? I'm going to tell you something. What is it? Jiyu Mingchen has disappeared. What is it? After he left the company last night, he hasn't returned. His phone is unreachable. And no one is at home. I frowned. When did it happen? At 10 last night. He sent his last moments. She took out her phone and showed me. On the screen was a photo, the Qiantang River Bridge, the night view. Caption: sorry, he may be attempting suicide. I stared at the photo, my fingers tightening around the phone. Did you call the police? Already, they're looking. I take a deep breath. Fu Tingshan, help me check Jiyu Mingchen's car. The license plate number is. Fu Tingshan is already on the phone. 5 minutes later he hung up. I found it. His car is near the Qiantang River Bridge. He isn't in the car. Is there surveillance? Yes, the surveillance shows that he went onto the bridge last night at 11 and never came down. My heart sank. He jumped into the river. Not necessarily. There is a blind spot on the bridge. It may have left from the blind spot. Keep looking. We're already looking. I stood still, staring at the photo on the phone screen. Jiyu Mingchen, even if you die you won't escape the debt you owe me. 3 in the afternoon, Qiantang River Bridge. I stand on the bridge, looking at the water below. Fu Tingshan is beside me. The search and rescue team has already gone into the water. They haven't found him yet. Can he swim? No. I was silent for a long time. If he's dead, I'll never get my money back. Shen Yuan, I know, I'm not pitying him, I'm pitying that money. Fu Tingshan looked at me, said nothing. The walkie-talkie crackled. Mr. Fu, about 3 kilometers downstream we found a suspected target. The person is still alive, washed up on shore. I suddenly looked up. Alive. We're alive. We've been rushed to the hospital by ambulance. I turned and walked away. Where are you going? To the hospital. I want to ask him in person why he committed suicide. Shen Yuan. He still owes me money and he's not paying back. Want to die? It's not that easy. I got in the car and the door slammed shut. Fu Tingshan caught up. Shen Yang, calm down. I'm very calm. Your current expression is not calm at all. I looked out the window and said nothing. The car drove to the hospital. I walked into the emergency room. Jiyu Mingchen lying on the bed, soaking wet all over, his lips purple, but his eyes open. When he saw me, tears streamed down. Shen Yuan, I'm sorry. Sorry. Will you jump into the river to solve the problem? I don't have money to repay you. I have nothing left. So you chose to die. I don't know what to do. Jiyu Mingchen, listen carefully. The money you owe me cannot be short by even a cent. If you die, who should I ask for it? Stay alive for me, live and pay me back. Even if it takes your whole life, you still have to repay. He looked at me, tears streaming down. Shen Yuan, why? Because I won't let you use death to escape. I turned and walked away. Walk out of the hospital. Fu Tingshan waits for me at the door. Why did you save him? Not to save him, it's to save my money. You're lying. I stopped and looked at him. What did you say? You saved him not for the money, it's because you didn't want to see him die. You're overthinking. Shen Yuan, you hate him but you don't want him to die. That shows you're still human. I am of course a person. I mean, you weren't ruined by him, you're still the person with principles. I was silent for a few seconds. Tingshan, if one day I also become someone like Jiyu Zhenghong, what would you do? You wouldn't. What if something happens? Then I'll pull you back. I looked into his eyes. You sure? Yes, I laughed. Let's go back to the office, there are still many things to do. Okay, we got into the car started moving, I see the hospital getting farther in the rearview mirror. Gu Ming Chen is still alive, and I am still alive, that's enough. Hangzhou, the old Fu residence. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, the Fu family old residence sits beside 1111 wetland, covering about 3,000 square meters, featuring a Chinese courtyard, artificial hills, and flowing water, clearly the home of a long-standing, affluent family. Fu Tingshan's car is parked at the gate, with two stewards in Zhongshan suits standing at the entrance. Young master, young madam, the old master is waiting inside for you. I take a deep breath. Fu Tingshan reached out and took my hand. Nervous, a little. Don't be nervous, you're Mrs. Fu. No one would dare make things difficult for you. Your grandfather is not an ordinary person. He is, but he is also a reasonable person. We walk into the main hall. Grandfather Fu sat in the Grand Master's chair at 80 years old, his spirit shining and his gaze sharp. Beside him sat Fu Tingshan's parents, uncle, aunt, and a large crowd of relatives. Grandpa. Fu Tingshan stepped forward. This is Shen Yuan. I looked at Elder Fu. Grandpa, hello. Elder Fu sized me up from head to toe. Are you Shen Yuan? Yes. I heard you reported Jiu Zhanghong. Yes. I heard you also brought Mingchen technology to ruin. The core technology of Mingchen technology is mine. I brought it back. It's only natural. Such a natural thing. Old Master Fu laughed. Shen Yuan, do you know why I called you here? I don't know, because I heard you said at the press conference a line, stealers do not deserve to stand here. I like this line. I froze for a moment. However, old Master Fu shifted gears. Just talking isn't enough. The Fu family's wife must have real ability. What does grandfather mean? The security system of the Fu family's bank was designed by a top US team. It has stood for 3 years. No one has breached it. If you can crack it within 30 minutes, I'll admit you're from the Fu family. Fu Tingshan frowned. Grandfather. Tingshan, don't speak, this is the rule. I looked at old Master Fu. 30 minutes. Yes. No need, 10 minutes is enough. Old Master Fu's eyes lit up. What a big mouth. It's not boasting, it's the truth. The butler brought in a laptop. I sat down and opened the computer. The security system of the Fu family bank, 5 layers of firewalls, 3 layers of intrusion detection, 2 layers of data encryption. Truly impressive, but for someone of my level it was only a matter of time. I typed the first line of code. 3 minutes later, the first layer of the firewall was breached. 5 minutes later, the second layer. 7 minutes later, the third layer. 8 minutes and 30 seconds. All 5 layers of the firewall were breached. The intrusion detection system went off and the alarm echoed through the hall. The faces of the Fu family members changed. What is she doing? She's attacking the banking system. Shut it down quickly. I continue to bang out code. 9 minutes. I bypassed the intrusion detection system. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I cracked the data encryption. 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I entered the core database. I looked up at old Master Fu. Grandpa. Your bank system has a fatal flaw. The key to the third layer firewall is static and changes only every 3 months. This means that once a hacker obtains the key, they can freely enter and exit within 3 months. Old Master Fu's expression changed. How do you know? Because I found the storage location of the key in the third layer firewall. Plaintext storage. No encryption at all. That's impossible. Grandpa, you can look yourself. I turned the computer toward him. The screen showed the contents of the core database, the client's account information, transaction records, and even the old man's private account balance, all crystal clear. The hall was deathly quiet. Old Master Fu stared at the screen, his hand trembling. This, Grandpa, I'll help you patch this vulnerability, but I must tell you, your security team should be replaced. Old Master Fu remained silent for a long time, then he smiled. Good. He said 3 good things in a row. Stood up. Shen Yuan, from today on, you are part of the Fu family. Whoever dares to disrespect you will have to deal with me. Fu Tingshan's parents exchanged a look, their expressions complicated, but they said nothing. The other relatives looked at one another, also not daring to speak. Old Master Fu walked up to me and patted my shoulder. Girl, you're better than Tingshan. Grandfather, you're praising me too much. It's not praise, it's a fact. Tingshan has never been as good as me since he was young. Now he found a wife and she's even better than me. The Fu family has hope. Fu Tingshan stood to the side, a twitch in the corner of his mouth. Grandfather, could you maybe spare me a little face? Face, you want face too? Your wife broke our banking system in 10 minutes. You haven't found thief for 3 years, and you still want face. Fu Tingshan didn't say a word. I held back my laughter. Grandpa Fu took my hand. Little one, come, accompany Grandpa to eat. I want to have a good talk with you. Okay. We walked into the dining room. The table was filled with dishes, braised pork, steamed sea bass, Buddha jumps over the wall, Longjing shrimp. Old Master Fu sat down and I sat down too. Girl, I've heard Tingshan mention your mother's matter. Don't worry, on Jiyu Zhenghong's side the Fu family will help you take care of it. Thank you, Grandpa. You're welcome, you're my Fu family's daughter-in-law. Your matters are the Fu family's matters. I looked at him, a warm feeling rising in my heart. Grandpa, with words like that from you, that's enough. After dinner, Fu Tingshan sent me out. How do you feel? Your grandfather is easier to get along with than you. That's because you have the ability. If you hadn't cracked that system, he would have turned on you long ago. So your grandfather is a practical man. Yes, the Fu family are all practical people, including you, including me. I looked at him. Tingshan, when you asked me to collaborate back then, was it because of my ability? Yes, if you didn't have the ability you wouldn't help me. No, you're very honest. I told you I am a businessman. Businessmen deal with interests. Then with you now, is it still about interests? He was silent for a few seconds. No longer. What is that? I don't know, but every time I see you standing on the stage, every time I see the look in your eyes when you face the enemy, my heart pounds so fast. That's adrenaline. No, it's a flutter. I looked at him and said nothing. Shen Yuan, I told you, there is a clause in the agreement. If one party falls in love with the other, the agreement automatically terminates. I remember. I want to terminate the agreement. Why? Because I don't want to maintain a fake marriage with someone I love. What do you want? True marriage. I was silent for a long time. Tingshan, give me some time. How long? Wait for me to finish everything. Okay, I'll wait for you. We stood at the gate of the old house. The wind blew by, carrying the scent of osman. Thus, he reached out and took my hand. Shen Yuan, no matter how long, I'll wait. I looked at him and smiled. Come on, let's go home. Okay, go home. Hangzhou, Zhejiang Satellite TV Studio, 8 o'clock in the evening, live across the whole network. I sit in the guest seat opposite the host with Jiyu Mingchen beside me. He is dressed in an old suit, much thinner, with dark circles under his eyes. There are scratches on his wrist from jumping into the river. The host speaks. Welcome to Face with the Truth. Today we have two guests, Ms. Shen Yuan and Mr. Jiyu Mingchen. This is their first time on the same stage since they broke up. The topic we will discuss today is plagiarism and the truth. The audience in the stalls murmur. The host looked at Jiyu Mingchen. Mr. Jiyu, Ms. Shen accuses you of plagiarizing her code. Do you have anything to say? Jiyu Mingchen lowered his head, his fingers gripping the microphone. I didn't plagiarize, didn't you? I looked at him. Jiyu Mingchen, say it again. I wrote the code. You wrote it, then tell me, what is a convolutional neural network? He froze. That is the core of AI algorithms. You don't know, do you? Then let me ask you again, what is backpropagation? What is gradient descent? What is a loss function? His face flushed red. Those are technical details. I'm the CEO, I don't need to know those. A CEO doesn't need to know the core technology. Then on what basis do you claim the code was written by you? I have a team. Your entire team has resigned. They are working with me now. Do you want to hear what they have to say? I pressed the remote, and the video started playing on the large screen. Zhao Mingyuan appeared on the screen. I am Mingchen Technologies' former Chief Technology Officer. I can testify that all of the company's core code was written by Shen Yuan. Jiyu Mingchen never wrote code. He doesn't even know how to use GIT. The only thing he ever did was come to the office on weekends and have Shen Yuan report progress to him. The audience erupted in noise. Jiyu Mingchen's face went pale. That is a forgery. Faked. Zhao Mingyuan is right here on the scene now. Do you want to ask him face to face? I looked toward the backstage and Zhao Mingyuan came out. Jiyu Mingchen suddenly stood up. Zhao Mingyuan stood on the stage looking at him. CEO Jiyu, stop struggling. The code was written by Sister Shen. The patent is designed by her. The entire company's technology belongs to her. You did nothing at all. You merely stole her stuff. Shut up. I won't stay silent. I've tolerated it for 3 years. Every time you boast in front of investors that you wrote the code, I want to puke. You don't even know Python. How could you write AI algorithms? Applause rose from the audience. Ji Ming Chen slumped in his chair. The host looked at me. Ms. Shin, do you have anything else to say? I stood up and faced the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today not to humiliate Ji Ming Chen. I am here to tell everyone a truth. The company, his technology, his success, all of it was given to him by me for 3 years. I wrote hundreds of thousands of lines of code, designed hundreds of algorithm models, and stayed up for thousands of nights, and he took MY, made it to Forbes, graced magazine covers, and became the youngest tech tycoon. He tells the outside world that I'm his wise and capable helper, that I'm the woman who understands him best, but privately he calls me the coder, he calls me bookworm, he calls me a useless woman. On my birthday he drugged me, sent me to the bed of a stranger, then he texted me, "You're too cheap. No one wants you." The audience burst into chaos. Scum, beast, trash. Ji Ming Chen stood up wanting to run. 2 security guards stopped him. "Let go of me." The host asked, "Mr. Ji, is everything Ms. Shin says true?" "No, she is slandering me." "Slandering? Then I ask you, who were you with on the night of your birthday?" I was with, you're accompanying Ji Xiao to a charity gala, right?" And you arranged for Ms. Shin to be sent to Fu Tingshan's hotel room, right?" "No, it was arranged by Xiao, but you knew about it." You knew and you didn't stop it. You even sent a breakup text saying you're too cheap." Ji Ming Chen, what else do you have to say?" He knelt on the stage, trembling all over. I was wrong." "Are you wrong? Where did you go wrong?" "I shouldn't have stolen your code, shouldn't have drugged you, shouldn't have what? Shouldn't have done that to you in that way." Too late. I turned to the camera. "Everyone, I'm speaking about these things today not to seek sympathy. I want all the women who are bullied to see, you don't have to endure, you don't have to bow your head, you don't have to be anyone's accessory. You have strength, you have value, you can fight back." Thunderous applause echoed from the audience below. After the program ended, Ji Ming Chen was taken away by the police. Not because of plagiarism, but due to drugging and illegal confinement. I stood at the door of the studio watching the police car drive away. Fu Tingshan walked over. "Your performance today was too shocking." "I was just speaking the truth. Truth sometimes cuts sharper than a blade." "I know." My phone rang, a text message. "Shin Yuan. There's more to your mother's matter. Want to know the truth? Come to the Jiu family old residence. Come alone. Jiu Zhenghong." I stared at the screen, my fingers tightening. "Tingshan, I have to go to the Jiu family old residence." "I'll go with you." He told me to go alone. "You can't go, it's a trap." "I know it's a trap, but I have to go." He said, "There's more to what happened to my mom. I need to know what it is." "Shin Yuan. Tingshan, wait for me outside. Give me 1 hour. If I'm not out in an hour, go in." He was silent for a few seconds. "All right, but you must promise me, no matter what happens, protect yourself." "I promise you." I got into the car. The car heads toward Jiu family old residence. Outside the window, the night is thick with darkness. I know there's a trap ahead, but I must go for my mother. For the truth. Hangzhou Jiu family old residence, 10 o'clock at night. The old house sits on the hillside by Westlake, very secluded, surrounded by trees. The car drove up the mountain road, bumpy for 20 minutes before arriving. 2 guards stood at the gate, stepping aside to let me pass. Upon seeing me, "Ms. Shin, Chairman Jiu is waiting for you inside." I walked in. The old house is large with a Chinese-style courtyard, but it's very old. The wall plaster is peeling, and the yard is overgrown with weeds. In the main hall, Jiu Zhenghong sits on a grand tutor chair with 2 men in black standing beside him. "Shin Yuan, you've come. You say there's another hidden reason behind my mother's matter. What hidden reason?" "Sit down and I'll tell you slowly." "I won't sit, you tell me." He sighed. "Your mother wasn't locked up by me." "What is it?" "She chose to live in the care home herself." "You're lying." "I'm not lying. Your mother has severe depression. When you were 12, she attempted suicide. I sent her to the care home to protect her." "Protect her? You gave her sedatives 3 times a day. Is that protection?" "That was the doctor's decision. Her emotions were unstable without the sedatives. She would hurt herself." "You, Shin Yuan, you can check the medical records. All the medical records are there. Your mother really is ill. She's ill, so you locked her up for 15 years. 15 years. And you didn't even go see her once. I go every month. What are you going for, to see whether she's dead or not? Shen Yuan, you, Jiyu Zhenghong, don't think you can fool me. I've already checked. The medical records from the sanatorium were forged. You bribed the director to falsify all the medical records. His expression changed. How did you know that? Because the real medical records are in Fu Tingshan's hands. His people took the records before you went to the convalescent home to destroy the evidence. Impossible. Perhaps, and not just the medical records. I also found the taxi driver from the accident back then. He has confessed everything. You hired him to fake the car accident. You staged the fake scene of the crash. You sent my comatose mother to the convalescent home. Jiyu Zhenghong slumped in the chair. Shen Yuan, I am doing this for your own good. For my own good. You took my mother away from me, made me think she was dead, left me to live alone for 15 years. Is that for my own good? Your mother is sick, she will hurt you. She won't, she never will, she is my mother, she won't hurt me. She didn't. You drove her insane, you embezzled her family's property, you betrayed her, you locked her up, of course she'd go mad. Guzhenghong, stop playing the fool, I've uncovered all your crimes: embezzlement, illegal detention, forged documents, hiring someone to injure others. You'll be waiting to serve time in prison. I turned to leave. Wait a moment. He stood up. Shen Yuan, I have one more secret. What secret? Your biological father isn't Jiyu Hong Yuan. I stopped. What did you say? Your biological father is. He pulled out a remote and pressed a button. The wall in the main hall suddenly flipped, revealing a door behind it. If you want to know the truth, come with me. I stared at that door and hesitated for a second. Then he walked over. Behind the door is a corridor, very dark, with only a wall lamp casting a faint light. At the end of the corridor is another room. In the room there is a bed, and a person is lying on it. A man, very old, hair all white, his face full of wrinkles, with a nasogastric tube and 4 tubes inserted. Who is this? Your biological father, Jiyu Hong Yuan. What, had Jiyu Hong Yuan not died long ago? That's what's said to the public, but he didn't die. He contracted a myotrophic lateral sclerosis and has been lying in bed for 20 years. You've kept him here. It's not confinement, it's care. He needs 24-hour nursing. Take care. You embezzled his company, claimed his wife, and then kept him locked in the basement. Do you call that taking care of him? Shen Yuan, you don't understand. I understand, you're just a scumbag. I walked to the edge of the bed and looked at the old man on the bed. His eyes moved, looking at me, his lips were moving. But he couldn't speak. I leaned in closer and heard his faint voice. Yi. Do you know me? You are my daughter. You are Jiyu Hong Yuan. You are your mother. Shen Ruotang is my wife. Who is Jiyu Zhenghong? He is my driver. He harmed me. How did he hurt you? He poisoned my medicine and made me paralyzed. I turned around and looked at Jiyu Zhenghong. His face went pale. His lying. I didn't. Then why do all the medical records show that Jiyu Hong Yuan's condition rapidly deteriorated within 3 years? Why could he walk when he was admitted but was paralyzed 3 months later? What is it? Shen Yuan, I was forced as well. By whom were you forced? Your mom. She doesn't love me. She loves Jiyu Hong Yuan. I'm just a driver. I can't compare to him in any way. So you want to ruin him? I just want to have your mom. Did you get her? No, you locked her up and she hates you more. Jiyu Zhenghong, this will be your lifelong tragedy. You think you won, but you got nothing. The money isn't yours, the company isn't yours, the woman isn't yours. You're just a pathetic loser. He sat in the chair, tears streaming down his face. Shen Yuan, I was wrong. You were wrong. Where did you go wrong? I shouldn't have hurt your mother, shouldn't have hurt Jiyu Hong Yuan, shouldn't have what? Shouldn't lie to you. It's too late, everything is too late. I picked up my phone and dialed Fu Tingshan's number. Tingshan, come in, the truth is clear. 1 minute later, Fu Tingshan burst in with the police. Jiyu Zhenghong was taken away. His bodyguards were taken away as well. I stand at Jiyu Hong Yuan's bedside, holding his hand. Dad, I am Shen Yuan, your daughter. Tears flowed down his cheeks. Yuan, where is your mom? In the hospital. I'll bring her to see you tomorrow. Okay. I walked out of the old house. Fu Tingshan stood at the door waiting for me. Shen Yuan, are you all right? Fine. You found your biological father? Yes, but he is dying soon. Will you stay with him until the end? Yes, I'll be with you. I looked at him. Tingshan, thank you. No need to thank me, like I said, whatever happens I'm here. I lean against his shoulder. In the night, the old house's lights went out. Everything is over. No, everything has only just begun. Hangzhou Gushi Group shareholders meeting, 9 o'clock in the morning. The conference room was full of people, relatives of the GU family, shareholders, executives, everyone was there. I sat at the very head of the long table, next to Fu Tingxian. Opposite was GU Zhenghong's legal team. Ladies and gentlemen, today's shareholders meeting has only one agenda item: to remove the current chairman GU Zhenghong and to elect a new chairman. The audience murmured. A shareholder stood up. Shen Yuan, what right do you have to call a shareholders meeting? I stood up. I am MS Shen Ruotang's only daughter. MS Shen Ruotang holds 60% of GU Corporation's shares. Those shares were illegally usurped by GU Zhenghong for 15 years. Now I am taking them back. What proof do you have? I took out the court judgment. This is the court's decision. GU Zhenghong has been found guilty of embezzlement. All shares are to be returned to MS Shen Ruotang. MS Shen Ruotang has transferred the shares to me. Now I am the largest shareholder of the GU Group, holding 60% of the shares. The audience exploded. GU Zhenghong's lawyer stood up. MS Shen, the court's decision has not yet taken effect. We are still appealing. Appealing? GU Zhenghong has already been sentenced 15 years. Your appeal won't change that. And it's not just about the shares. GU Zhenghong is also suspected of murdering Mr. GU Hongyuan. The procuratorate has already filed a case. The audience fell completely silent. So everyone, do you want to stand with a murderer or with me? No one spoke. I took out another document. This is the nomination for the new chairman of the board. I nominate myself. Please raise your hand if you agree. I was the first to raise my hand. Then each shareholder voted in turn. 1, 2, 3. In the end, everyone raised their hand except for GU Zhenghong's lawyer. Unanimously approved. From now on I am the new chairman of the GU family group. I sit down and look at the people below. Ladies and gentlemen, GU Group has been a mess under GU Zhenghong for the past 15 years. Performance has declined, talent has left, and the stock price has halved. From today we will change all of this. First, I will reorganize the board. Anyone connected to GU Zhenghong will be removed. Secondly, I will introduce a new management team. The Fu Group will send people to assist with operations. Third, I will merge the AI businesses of the GU Group and the Fu Group to establish a new technology company. There were objections from the audience. Merge? Isn't that selling the GU family to the Fu family? Not selling, it's a collaboration. GU has funds and channels. Fu has technology and talent. After the merger, the new company's valuation will exceed 50 billion, 5 times GU's current market value. The audience fell silent. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to ruin the GU family. I'm here to save the GU family. If you believe me, come with me. If you don't believe, you can sell your shares to me. I'll buy at twice the market price. No one is selling. An elder shareholder stood up. Shen Yuan, I trust you. I'll join you. Okay, thank you. After the shareholders meeting ended, I walked out of the conference room. In the corridor, GU Xiao stood there. Shen Yuan, congratulations. What are you here for? I have something for you. She took a USB flash drive out of her bag. What is it? GU Zhenghong's secret ledger. It contains all his records of bribery, including people in the procuratorate, people in the courts, and several high-ranking leaders. Why are you giving this to me? Because I want to completely cut ties with him. Shen Yuan, I know you don't believe me, but these things will definitely be useful to you. I took the USB drive. GU Xiao, what are your plans for the future? I want to leave Hangzhou. I want to go somewhere no one knows me and start over. Do you need money? No, I can earn it myself. Alright, then I wish you the best. She turned and walked away. When she reached the door, she turned back. Shen Yuan, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I looked at her and nodded. She left. Fu Tingxian walked over. What did she give you? The bribery records of GU Zhenghong. Is it useful? Very useful. With this, GU Zhenghong won't be able to hope for a sentence reduction. What do you plan to do? Hand it over to the prosecutors. Report in real name. Okay, I'll go with you. We stepped out of the building. The sun was shining. I take a deep breath. Tingxian, things are almost finished. What about GU Ming Chen over there? He's in the detention center. The trial is next Monday. Are you going to go? Yes, I want to see him be sentenced with my own eyes. And then what do you plan to do? I thought for a moment. To first cure my dad's illness, even if he may not be cured, at least make his final days a little better. And then run GU Group, build the company bigger and stronger. And then, I looked at him, then live a good life with you. He smiled. Okay, I'll wait for you. No need to wait, we can start now. I reached out and grasped his hand. He looked down at my hand, then looked up at me. Shin Yuan, are you serious? Serious? Do you love me or not? Yes. When did it start? I don't know, maybe when you draped your coat over me, maybe when you helped me find my mother, maybe when you stood on stage and said, I'm here. He smiled and pulled me into his arms. Shin Yuan, I love you too. I know. Do you know, every time you look at me, your eyes say I love you. You're just too shy to say it. What is there to feel embarrassed about? You are a businessman. Businessmen talk about profit, not feelings. That's in the past, it's different now. How is it different? Now you are my greatest interest. I laughed. Let's go home. Okay, go home. Hangzhou, the new building of GU Group. 1 year later, the building is in Zhenjiang New Town, 58 stories. With a glass curtain wall, a new landmark of Hangzhou, I stood in the top floor office, overlooking the entire city. A year has passed. GU Corporation's market value has tripled. Its AI business became the industry's top, and the merger between the Fu Group and GU Corporation was hailed as the most successful business marriage in history. GU Hongyuan passed away 3 months ago. He went peacefully. My mother was by his side when he died. My mother's health has much improved. Her Alzheimer's is under control. She can walk, cook and watch TV by herself every day. She lives in the old GU family house, tending flowers and plants, and her days are very peaceful. GU Zhenghong was sentenced to 18 years. Added to the previous 15 years, it totals 33 years. He's basically going to spend the rest of his life in prison. GU Mingchen was sentenced to 5 years. For infringing intellectual property, drugging and illegal detention. He cried uncontrollably in court, apologizing to me and saying he wanted to see me once. I didn't go. Xiao Chen knocked and came in. President Shen, there's someone downstairs looking for you. Who? GU Mingshen. He was released today. His sentence was reduced by 1 year. I frowned. What does he want with me? I don't know. He said he wants to see you. Not seeing him. He said if you won't see him, he'll kneel at the door and won't leave. I was silent for a few seconds. Let him kneel, Mr. Shen. I said let him kneel. Xiao Chen went out. I stood by the window, looking down with my head bowed at the building entrance. GU Mingchen was kneeling there. He wore a set of old clothes, his hair tangled, and he was so thin that he looked like a bamboo pole. In a year he had aged 10 years. Pedestrians passing by stopped to look at him. Some took photos, some pointed and whispered. He knelt for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. My phone rang, a number I didn't recognize. I picked up. Shin Yuan, please, just see me once. It was GU Mingchen's voice, hoarse and sounding as if he were crying. GU Mingchen, you're kneeling at the entrance of my company. What do you think you're doing? I want to say I'm sorry. You already said that. You said it in court. I heard it, but I still want to say it face to face. No need, your sorry isn't worth anything. Shin Yuan, GU Mingchen, go back. Don't embarrass yourself here. I'm not leaving. If you don't forgive me, I won't leave. You think that if you kneel here, I'll forgive you. I don't know, but I have to try. Then I'll tell you, I will not forgive you ever. Why? Because what you did cannot be mended by a single sorry. You stole my code, destroyed 3 years of my life and threw me away like trash. Do you think a single kneel can offset it? I can work at your company. I don't want a salary. I am willing to do anything. I don't need you. I don't value your abilities. Shin Yuan, GU Mingchen, listen carefully. I'm giving you one last chance. Stand up, leave here. Find a job and start over. Don't come back. What if I don't leave? The security guard will drag you away. I hung up the phone. Downstairs, 2 security guards walked toward GU Mingchen. Sir, please leave. I'm not leaving. Sir, if you don't leave, we'll have to call the police. Call them then. Let the police arrest me. I've been to jail before anyway. The security guards glanced at each other, one on the left and one on the right, holding his arms. Let go of me. Do you know who I am? Understood, Mr. GU Mingchen. You have been placed on our blacklist. He was dragged away. I stood by the window, watching him be dragged to the street corner and tossed by the roadside. He lay on the ground, not getting up for a long time, then slowly stood up and staggered away. The back was thin and hunched like an abandoned dog. I turned and returned to my desk. There was a document on the desk, today's schedule at 3 p.m. an industry summit at 7 p.m. a family dinner at the Fu family, at 9 p.m. watching a movie with Fu Tingshan. I picked up the pen and drew a checkmark on the schedule. Xiao Chen knocked on the door again and entered. President Shen, the car is ready. Okay. I stood up, picked up my coat and walked out of the office. The elevator reached the first floor and the doors opened. Fu Tingshan stood at the door holding a bouquet of flowers. Shenyun, how did you come here? I'm picking you up from work, aren't you at the office? I got off early. Today's the 1-year anniversary of when we met, remember? I froze for a moment. Today, a year already? Yes, exactly a year ago today. You woke up in a hotel and saw me. I laughed. That day I thought I was ruined. And what happened? Ultimately I met you. He handed me the flowers. Happy 1-year anniversary, Mrs. Fu. I took the flowers and smelled them. Roses, very fragrant. Happy 1-year anniversary, Mr. Fu. We walked out of the building. At the doorway the sunset was sinking, and the whole city was dyed gold. Tingshan, you said on that night if you hadn't waited for me to wake up in the hotel what would have happened? I don't know, but I do know one thing. What is it? No matter where you wake up you will get up. You are the strongest woman I have ever met. I laughed. Come on, let's go home. Okay, let's go home. We got into the car started moving. I saw in the rearview mirror that the building was getting farther away and the sunset growing redder. My phone buzzed. It was a message. President Shen, the next target has been locked in. The documents have been sent to your email. I glanced at the screen and smiled. Then I shut my phone and leaned on Fu Tingshan's shoulder. Tingshan, what are we eating tonight? What would you like to eat? Hot pot. Okay, eat hot pot. The car disappeared into the traffic. The night in Hangzhou is beautiful, and my life has only just begun. The end.